Yeah, for instance, back in the days before we had chat, there was only chat on local area networks, so you could get in a room and use a special chat program. So
You're on
I
land, the guy's 20 feet away. Jim,
exactly. Well, that's what my colleagues thought too.
could have yelled at him, you know?
So I told my students, instead of discussing Shakespeare verbally, we're gonna discuss it on a chat program. And then I watched how things went, and I published on it, and to my surprise, actually, the chat worked better as class discussion because shy people were more inclined to participate.
This is interesting. So now when there's a medium like that, when someone can sit behind a keyboard, we all know trolls on the internet and all that other good stuff. But
Right.
was there also a magnification of those who like to share? Were they oversharing? You
No.
know, did it uplift those that otherwise wouldn't participate in a very social setting?
Right. That's exactly what happened, and they couldn't mess around because I could see everybody's computer monitor. I had a
Yeah.
special screen, and if somebody started goofing off, I would just look up and say, "John, you gotta keep on topic or I'm gonna cut you off." And that worked, so I was sort of the moderator, but I didn't have to do much. I just put a prompt up, they would discuss it, I'd jump in, and usually I'd just stop the discussion, and then I'd go to the oral discussion and say, "Let's look at what we've talked about on screen." And I would try to prod the shy people who had participated into saying more about what they said on the screen, and that
Mm.
worked pretty well. So anyway, that was the beginning of my preoccupation with, tech digital technology.
Is that when you saw that it could be actually a beneficial extension of humans?
Right. So I thought, everybody was very skeptical. In an English department, they're in love with dusty old books, right?
I like dusty old books. I'm
And I
not
do too,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but they liked them exclusively, and when they would sit in on my class, they would look frightened and afterwards say things to me like, "So, do you think computers are gonna take over our jobs?" And this is in the '90s. Also, it was kinda disconcerting just to hear clickety clicking and nobody talking, and they could see what was going on the screen, but they were thrown with all this new stuff, and I eventually had a really hard time keeping my job because I was doing what I was doing.